That I cannot be the one to carry the Liberal standard into the next election.
Just one day after the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, announced his resignation, Premier of British Columbia David Eby held a press conference in Vancouver.
I'd like to just open by thanking Prime Minister Trudeau for his service to Canada over his time as Prime Minister. Without doubt, there were moments of frustration that I'm sure went in both directions. But we got some big things done together. Childcare, he got the country through a global pandemic, and this is a big shift for him and for his family. I want to wish them luck with their next steps.
However, Grand Chief Stuart Phillip had his own thoughts on his sudden resignation.
I don't think there's any question that it was long overdue. I thought the Prime Minister was characteristically not thinking of the best interests of Canada. Rather, he was catering to his own narcissistic, self-absorbed self, and waited until the last minute. His legacy with our people is very, very tragic. He, in spite of his promises in 2015 that he was going to address the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women and provide resources, that never happened.
Grand Chief also points to the crisis of many First Nations who still do not have clean drinking water, and says that sadly with Trudeau pro-Rogan government, it will kill the bill that would have ensured clean drinking water for First Nations across Canada. Phillip also says his legacy will also include the mistreatment of women.
I have no respect for the Prime Minister, given his commitment to being a champion of women's rights when he first was elected in 2015. When I think of how horribly he treated Jody Wilson-Raybould, that challenged him over the unethical, underhanded situation with N.C. Lavalin.
And with Trudeau stepping down, we asked Premier Eby if this will affect their plan to advance reconciliation.
I do certainly recognize that there are going to be some impacts on our initiatives in relation to our partnership with Indigenous people in the province as a result of the resignation of the Prime Minister, but my hope is that that work will be able to continue regardless of who is sitting in the chair of Prime Minister, and just to make sure that we're doing that critically important work.
I've been quite public about encouraging our people, particularly women, to run for public office. We need to populate those, legislative centers of decision-making if we hope to change our world.
Parliament will be called back in session in March. Tina House, APTN National News, Vancouver.